cloud. Okay. All right, so I think what I'll do is I will get in my class, and then if you guys want to get in your class, you can play around too. So right now I have an AGWSR elementary, and I'd be happy to share it with you if you want to jump in and join, because what I did was, first of all, I just added for PD students, and I did 1 through 15. So I would just say your student this or that. And then I put fish together. There's different fish. So you could have a fish group. You could have cats, because there's different cats as far as tiger and all that. Different bears. So I just did it that way. And then, let me get back here. This is those get home learning codes. And that's when, if you want kids not to see each other and to work independently, and they're like tight, puts them in tight. So I don't use that because I want the kids to collaborate. That's kind of the key part of this, if you want them to, or to connect, because that's an option. So let's say, these are just some things I sent a few of you to your class. If I had access as a student, some of the people I started adding, like, hey, did you know this was here? It's a family guide. It's supposed to support families. Yeah, someone I did it to. I was like, I hope they're okay with this, so they can delete it. So let's say we want to add an assignment. So you guys know, obviously you can just go here and create something on the fly if you wanted to, post something to student work. And, but otherwise, if you wanted to assign an activity, it automatically defaults to your library, which you know that. And obviously it copies, and you can tell, like I copied Erica's in here, but I really edited it so it made it my own. And then this is where you can have a template to help follow along as far as like an assignment. So we could say shape hunt. And then I don't have my little things, but it's like colon. And then that'll put a picture in for adding, like hit the add button, and then you can just keep adding directions and use those colons with the words, and it'll build in stuff. So.
Can I ask a question about creating activities?
Yep.
Is there a way to create like, or make an activity so that it's reoccurring? So I'm thinking like part of math in kindergarten is our math calendar time.
Sure.
Is there a way to create a like October calendar activity where they can add to it every day? Because they shouldn't have to put like all the numbers on, or you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so my question is, could you do that template and then copy it, you know, and so it's more than one on a slide? You know what I mean? Like when you go to a slide, you can add. So then put the date at the top, Monday, and then Tuesday, and then Wednesday.
But like, so if they were today having to find the number 7 and drag it onto the calendar, then how tomorrow would the 7 stay so they can drag the 8? Is there a way to do that?
To lock it so they wouldn't? That's a good question. I'd have to think about it. I might have to play around a little bit while you guys are.
That's okay.
But I see what you're saying.
Things that I've just skipped for my hybrid kids, but then I had a parent of the hybrid kids email and ask me, and they're like, I know you do calendar time. What can we be doing? And I was like, well, I wonder if there's a Seesaw thing, but everything I see, and even in like the Seesaw Facebook group and stuff, seems like other people are having the same question. Like, it doesn't seem like there's a way to make it reoccurring without them having to like lose all the numbers from the previous day, or.
Can you lock stuff in place?
You can, as a teacher, lock it, but I don't know if kids can lock it.
But if she's making a copy.
Right, could you do like 6, the 6 was the last number, and then the 7th was the last number on the next slide, and the 8?
Yes, I don't know.
And then I bet you could lock it, and it'd be progressive, and then each day they'd have to write it in.
Just when you made a copy, you'd have to go back in and lock that number that they were.
But you'd have to send it to them each day.
We have to
Yeah, they submit it, you'd have to, unless you returned it.
But then they would have to put them all back in. I don't know. It's not any less work for you.
I was just, that was one of my questions, is there a way?
And of course, my old way would be like, hey, let me send you a paper calendar, and we'll have you mark it every day. Like, no.
And I could totally just send them.
Right, and I didn't mean it that way. I mean, like, there has to be a way to do it, like in a sense, to help them drag and drop, and but to be reoccurring would be interesting to do. Yeah.
You do a Google Doc that you have a link to, but the problem is your kids can't get to Google Docs.
Right.
Yeah. I will think about that though, because I will pose that question and see if I can get it. Like, there's a Facebook group that I'm a part of, and there's other Facebook groups for Seesaw, but the ambassadors are in the program, so I might just bring that one up.
Okay,
So I'll do that, and then I'll see what I get back.
okay, thanks.
So obviously, you guys have worked through this with the voice directions, so you can add your own voice and just say, hey, we're gonna go on a shape hunt. Get your camera rolling, because we're gonna look for squares today. And there is multimedia instructions or example, and then a template. And did you figure out the difference between the two? The template is what you would use if you want the kids to write on it physically and make something. So you would put your calendar picture here. This is just a media resource, like if you wanted to throw in a video, maybe I'll do a YouTube link. Oh, let me see, I had one. I think I did baby sharks, which they have a mask one for baby sharks now, which I won't share with your children so they don't start singing it, but. All right, so let's get the link. So then one question that someone had recently was just about being able to like resize things in it. And see, like that's super big, but then if you get down to the 3 dots and you unlock it, you guys figured that out, and then you can just drag it. So then you could add text over here or whatever directions, and then you could actually record over top. Hey, we're gonna sing along with Baby Shark today, and then I want you to sing about or write about something that makes you happy, or draw a picture of something that makes you happy. So then you could actually do more directions here and stuff. And then this is where I was talking about you could add pages. And this is where, like, if you did the calendar, I wonder how that would work trying it that way. But it may not either. And so some things that get overlooked, like the camera piece, it also has an upload for videos too. And you can just record video. And then there are backgrounds. And then there also, I watched just a version of it with how to build templates. And so like one idea someone had was a shape, and then he took a rectangle and he drug it out long and put it as a header. And then he ended up adding like another shape, like a heart or a triangle or star, let's say. And he put it over in the corner and then put a number 1 and then did the same thing, copied this and then did it, whoops. And then did, shoot, sorry. Oop, I was in there. And then, so this was number 1. So then he went to text and wrote a number 1. And then in the background, just got the style so there's nothing behind it and just drug it over it. And then did templates like that to work from like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you wanted something a little more unified or something, you could do that. And so then when you're done, recording added to new page. Okay. So then this is my activity and sample. And then when I hit save, it goes to my library, and then I can either assign it or I have add it to a collection. Have you guys started doing collections? Some of you, yes. So you can either get to a collection by double clicking on the heart. Will take you there too. Or you can just go down here. So either way, so if you click twice, you're gonna get collections. One idea for collections is to do it by the week. Like put all your assignments for like the week in a collection. Then you can go back to them and find them or give them if the students submit them or you have someone going, I don't know, you know, if you need to reference them. Otherwise, you can do it by content.
Carrie, that is something
Limit
else.
the number of collections through the school version?
I don't know. I would say you're pretty much endless.
Okay.
You're as high as they go.
Because I was
If I,
thinking it was 100.
if I have a collection, it'll just be under me, right? It won't add to theirs.
If you're in the class, you might have a collection added for you. So you would probably, hey, is anybody else sharing? I'm assuming that if you, like if I'm a co-teacher with you and we have a collection, we would both see the same collections, right? Yeah. So I'm assuming that you would just, if you have a collection and you're doing it by date or by name, the only people who see the collections are the teachers. So kids won't see it.
Media ahead of it, would that bother you guys? I mean, I don't want to be bothered.
Like you could have a media collection and put all your lessons in there.
I have a folder, but yeah.
But this is, yeah, this is on the, like when you're creating assignments, this is on the assignment side, not the kids' assignment, it's your creation side. No, you're fine. So that's a little bit about collections. And then obviously you can print out the activity, delete it and share it. And you guys have the option like this, you can share it to, do you guys have the library for all of you to use? Have you put stuff in the library for your school? Not yet? You can email it, obviously, share it on social media, and then use an embed code if you needed to. So there's lots of options there. Anything else? The other thing, of course, is assignments. And this is where the schedule piece someone mentioned about scheduling, which is nice. And you can say it's going to come out at this date or time. And I like this piece because then you can go in and say, well, I don't want all the students, but I want the dinosaurs to have this. And this will be in, this is for library class. We're going to say library. And then the skill is maybe, I don't know, maybe we're going to help support reading. And so then it assigns, but it only assigns to those kids. And then you can go back. Again, you guys figured this out, but just a reminder for those that maybe haven't seen it. But when you go to the community, that's where you get that wonderful tons of stuff. And if you notice, like if there's someone that's doing great things, you can click on them and see their stuff specifically. Did you guys figure that out? Because I did that on accident. I'm like, what the heck? So obviously sorting, how to get kids started. And then this one's like design a report card. So we'll try that. I'm gonna put a heart on it. And then I can either assign it or I can edit, copy and edit. And this is where sometimes I listen to the directions and then I could take it out and trash it and then do my own directions so kids hear you. And then here, obviously, are those sample, like a microphone, a label, add, check. And so then I could save it, and I could assign it, and I could assign it to the whole class, and view it. So is there something you want to, we have 40 minutes, so I want to make sure, like, what's left of our time that you guys want to dig in and explore and find things and look for things and collaborate and connect. I want to make sure you do that and then answer questions. So the group question, I kind of answered. That's the way I would do it.
I was trying to avoid when I post my videos that I record for at home, I have to scroll through all my kids. But I just changed their display name and I put at home in front of it and now they're all
Perfect.
so they don't have to.
Yeah. Or an asterisk. I've heard some people put asterisks by their remote learners and then they go to the top too.
Yeah.
So a little asterisk is less, you know.
That's
Yep. Good.
that's the only reason I wanted to.
Yeah. Any other tips or tricks you guys found?
So if I add my virtual kiddos to a new class, so now they're in both my classes. I could. Leave them in that extra class, and I can just use it one class now.
Well, the one thing is you can't do one assignment and give it to multiple classes. So like you could select or, you know, if you wanted to keep them both open, but if you didn't, you could, yeah, sunset one and.
Is that now one of my virtual kiddos is coming back to school. So if I remove him from that virtual class, or do I just?
Well, you could remove him, but just that, yes, communication with the families.
Will all these activities that are in that?
Well, if you. No, I don't think so. And you could just tell him to log in with this other one and just walk straight, sure, when he's in the classroom. And you know, if there's a way to like archive it and still see, I think you can archive it and still see what he did, like whenever there's a meeting.
Don't you have to like download it or something like the parent?
so long and then it doesn't, yours since you're the school and it might go each year. So if you have it next year, then the first grade content for the kids, they should
Go
go.
and see last year's stuff. I do go back to school.
Yeah, I think so. Did you guys do, have a paper?
So
So the
We got it for free. We were on remote.
It might be interesting to see how that works. We can talk to a rep too and see how that works.
Also, would it be there though?
Yes. Okay, so she has this number or something.
I know, because I know.
And I can't answer from.
Alright.
And it's not very fast now, so.
No, you're fine. No worries. So the journal, the class journal is where everything goes.
For you, for me,
me.
for your kids, if you have it set up, then you can turn it off. That's what I need.
How do we turn it off?
So, sorry, hopefully Michelle can hear some things. I feel bad. Okay, good. Are you the interpreter?
Okay.
Okay, so in your class, so I'm in this elementary here. Okay, in the wrench. So if you scroll down to the student section, and students can see each other's work. So confirm that, and that will not allow them to see anything in the portfolio but their own. So you might want to double check, like, do you want them to comment? No. Do you want them to enable any comments or likes? No. So you can shut all that off. And new items require approval, yes. And you can turn off and on your sample student too, if you have a sample student. You don't want that sample student. And then editing an item, mine is set that students will be able to edit their posts they're tagged in. So that would be the calendar piece. If they submitted it, but they can go back and edit it, and that's turned on, then I wonder if they could go back and add the next number. Could try that. Because if they can edit an item, then they should be able to go back and do it again. It might be worth a co-teacher in your class trying it, just to see. It might be worth a try. Or do you guys put yourself in as a student? Have you ever done that with your personal
I've
Gmail?
just always just done, it's the sample student.
Yeah, or sample would be good too. And then allow students to edit who's tagged in posts. You probably don't need that on either. So that's kind of some of the student features. And of course, the family ones, you probably, if you turn on the family, you know you don't have to let families comment without your approval too. Which is, I feel kind of bad. Like, I hate to think that you'd have to do that, but you probably have to do that. And then here's your blog. Has anyone explored the blog feature? You can have a blog that has a password. You can password protect it or open it. And then you can select items for the blog, which is different than that journal, long journal piece. And you can have like grandmas and grandpas or a link on the school webpage to the blog. So when you turn it on, you can set up the public blog. It just reminds you, and then you could change the blog name a little. I'll just put test so I don't use up anybody's. Oops. So then it'll tell you, yep, green arrow, I don't know if you can see it small right here, that it's good. Then click on it, and then this is where you decide enable comments, which means this is as far open as you're gonna get. People are just gonna be able to make comments or not. You don't have to, you can shut it off. But it says, I guess it says it does require approval, so good. Okay, but this one is the password. So you turn it on, and then you create a password. You might pick something better than that. But then you can change it and view it. And then if you go to the next step, I think it'll show you, like, here's your blog link. And if you click on it, this is what it looks like. So I have to put in the password. Oops. And so right now there's nothing on my blog. and nothing in the students that you would see in the blog. I'd have to approve it. So if I'm in my class, which, hang on, where did it go? There it is. So if I'm in my class, done. So let's say that this response I'm happy with, and someone has, I don't know if there's something I've ever done, but there's a little earth picture, a globe picture that shows up. So let me see if there's one. Yep, right here. So when it's in the journal and done, like this was just something I made. This right here is the blog. So if you click that, publish this item to the blog. So that specific item that was done, it's not all of them, it's just that specific one. And so also one thing for parent-teacher conferences that's kind of fun is when you find activities the kids are doing well, have you tried the Get Post QR codes? If you click this, it puts a picture of what they drew or did, and then it's a QR code and you can print it out and hang them on the locker. So like if parents come through, they can scan it with their phone and then listen or watch it, whatever it is. So that's just a QR code, like reader for that particular assignment. Anything else you guys want to chat about or work on something?
My question is, I've seen it on some of my Facebook groups where they actually do multiple directions within the activity. So like when the kids open it up, not a direction so much when you type and make it, or even that recording, but when they open it up, for like younger kids, they might have 5 sets of directions and they have a 1 and they can hit the speaker and they can listen, they do that, and then there's a speaker with number 2 and do that. Do you know how to do that?
So like, you're doing just audio or video and audio?
Just audio. Like, so, like, I'm thinking if I went online and tried to make it more friendly so parents didn't have to sit right beside the kid and they could maybe hear my voice give the directions, more like multiple audio directions within the template of what they're doing.
So I think if you do one recording, testing, recording 1. Ooh. So they must not have done it this way. I wonder if they did it. I wonder if they did it this way and maybe they did a drawing or picture or something first and then, so let's do, let me find a picture. So I think I have a pumpkin one.
I could probably go back and try to find it, but if you could show me in person.
Yeah, okay, so like here's a pumpkin picture. Let's put this in and then hit add it and then do an audio recording. Hello, first thing I want you to do is take a look around you and what do you see?
No, it was all on one page and they had like 5 or 6 speaker button type things that the kids could go into and they'd be able to.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Okay, so right here I'm clicking on this sound and here's the unlock. Oh, it's locked. It is unlocked. Okay, so I could drag, oh, it's connected to that picture. So maybe you have 4 pictures they have to listen to. I wonder if I could unlock the picture from it though. Because like it's overlaying it, you can tell. But if you notice, I can hit record again and it'll say start a new recording. Step 2, let's try another recording. Testing. Done. So there, and it kind of builds it in, and obviously, nope, that's locked. I'm just curious how to unlock them. I feel like they're locking on top of each other. That might be something.
If you wanted like different things, you could add another shade. So then you'll put only one recording on each page.
When we were online before, my kids had a hard time, so that's something I know I need to do maybe a little bit more before hopefully we get to that. Hopefully we won't get to that, but you know, like let them know how to
Testing, 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 1, 2, 3.
Can you say it like other directions, like then go to the next page or like next or something? I don't know.
We're teaching how to add pages too.
So I wonder if they did a recording with no picture like this and just moved it up here.
Different directions on one page, and they did this piece, and then they did this piece, and it was really nice because it was very simple and easy for them to see.
Like this, and then I wonder if they did like a 2, and then see if I just do a recording with no picture, it doesn't lock it in. Testing, 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 testing. I guess I could hit done. So then when you click on it, you have to notice, but see, it's stuck to that one. That's weird. Oh, no, it didn't. It didn't. Oh, yes, it did. It copied it.
Unless they did it on multiple pages and then it came back and
Copied them all back.
First one, I don't know.
I wonder if you can record, if it does the whole screen. Yeah, it looks like it does. I can mess around with it too if I figure it out at a screencast and show you. Like, I would say it's probably in that format where you can create your own from scratch versus going to the
It was your own, I mean, you guys
Yeah.
scratch or edited it somehow.
Yes. Can you shift and like, what's the first one that shift and goes like? Oh, it goes into it. I do not know. Anyone know that? You want to delete multiple assignments at one time? Do one at a time?
Trying to get rid of my old stuff.
I can ask, I can see if I can. So I'm asking about multiple assignment deletion, and I'm also asking about calendar one, right? Can you go back and
No, like just all my activities. I don't want to delete all, but I want to
in your
delete.
library?
Yeah, I want to delete like the ones from last year. Without going in.
Do you have any folders?
How long do we have? 2:40. We're done. Yeah, that's fine.
And do we need an iPad? for the next
Yes,
one?
I will.
I don't
But
know.
I think Josh is gonna.
Okay.
Okay, well, I do want to tell you, I think that our time is done. Unfortunately, it's way too short, fast, but I think if someone looks at this schedule, it's right.
Yeah.
So I would be happy to come back and do stuff like if you want to do before school, after school, if you have PE time or Wednesday or whatever. And then also, if you have questions, I probably let me know. So I'll ask for some people. And I can do a screen recording of it and show you how to do it.
So, okay. I know you don't have your notes on my stacks. I really,
When they say, how'd you get COVID? You're just wearing your-
I won't be here.
What's in here now?
The library, I have
What's in here now?
this calendar template, I'll drag the numbers.
Elementary,
And
beginning,
then-
something.
But then how do they, so like they drag the numbers to the seven, and how does that, that's a 140 is what I'm asking. How can this say